Hi students, I am Lalita. Now I am going to take the topic about the server-side script. JSP is one of the fourth unit, it's an important JSP topic. What's the full form of JSP? That is Java Servlet Page. Let me see the introductions about the JSP. JSP is one of the server-side technology. It does all the processing at server. It is same like PHP and Perl and Python. So PHP, Perl, Python or other server-side scripting languages. By using these languages, you can create more number of web applications. So JSP is also one of the server-side technologies. So here all the processing it can be done only at the server. Without server, you can't run the JSP code. Okay. What is JSP? JSP, it is used for creating the dynamic web applications using Java as programming languages. So, what is the difference between dynamic content and static web content? Dynamic web content means you can create and more number of web content in websites, and the main difference between static and dynamic website is dynamic means the user can change the content dynamically. Static means the user can't change the content, it is fixed, that is called static content. So that is the main example for static content is HTML. By using HTML we can display the content. The other users they can't modify the content, no. So that is called static content. Okay. So basically any HTML file it can be converted to JSP file by just changing the file extensions from .html to JSP. So normally we can use the HTML tags by printing the content or adding the images or many number of tags, you know. Okay. So how to save the HTML file? As save file name .html. So you can directly convert into the JSP file also. Normally you can, suppose if you print the paragraph like welcome to Sona. So just you have to print the page in the HTML page. Now you already you save it as HTML. Now how you can changing this file is extensions to JSP file? Just you rename as that is file name .jsp. Okay, it is converted into JSP. It would run just fine. Okay, what differentiates JSP from HTML is the ability to use Java code inside HTML. You can embed the PHP code in HTML. You can embed the Java code in HTML. You can embed the Java what it is JavaScript. You can embed JavaScript, or otherwise you can embed PHP code, or otherwise you can embed JSP code in HTML. Okay, how to embed JavaScript in HTML? By using the script tag. Okay. How to embed the JSP code in HTML? Just you have to use the delimiters. That is the delimiters is called as this. Likewise, this is opening tag and then ending tag. Okay. Okay. In JSP, you can embed Java code in HTML using JSP tags. Example, run the code below. Every time you run this, it will display the current time. So let us see the examples for displaying the current time. So how to display the current time? By using the utility functions. Okay, date is one of the functions, and all the functions are enclosed in the method called util. Util means utility. Okay, so normally you can already you know about the structure of the HTML. No, opening tag of HTML and ending tag of HTML. So all the contents you can be enclosed only within the body tag, opening and closing body tag. So normally you can place the tag like paragraph tag, table tag, or list tag, or image tag, font tag, and anchor tag. Many tags are HTMLs okay available. Now you can use the JSP code here. So how to embed the JSP code here? By using these delimiters. Okay, percentage less than percentage equal to new java.util.date. By using these functions, it displays the current time. Okay, so let's do for first JSP is, so already you know the head and title, no. So what's the use of title tag? Just it displays the content called message, that is the display message. The message is displayed in the URL page. Okay, so it is enclosed in the title tag and then head tag. So this is not compulsory, already I informed that. So all the JavaScript or PHP script or JSP script are enclosed only within the opening of body tag and closing of body tag. So already you know about the Java programs, no? So how to print the message in Java by using out.print. Okay, so this is the ASP delimiter, less than percentage and then percentage greater than. So all the statements are enclosed in the semicolons. Okay. So this is a simple JSP program. By using this code, you can display the output called hello sample JSP code. Okay. So when you run this program, so how to save this file? Just simply save it as filename.jsp or hello.jsp. Any file name you can use. Okay. So what's the output produce? Hello sample JSP code. So whatever you enclose in the parenthesis, the output will be shown in the web browser. Okay. So the line, this is called as JSP comment. What is the meaning of comment? Comment means it is ignored by the compiler. It gives the descriptions about the program. Okay. It doesn't compile. The statement doesn't compile now. So already you know about the command C++ command, that is what are the commands used in C++? Double slash and then single line command and then multi-line command. For single line command you can use a double slash in C or C++, and then for multi-line you can use a command like slash star and end with star slash. Okay. In JSP it start with delimiter, that is less than percentage symbol and then hyphen ending with percentage greater than symbol. Okay. So it represents the, so let we see the meaning of the program now. So it represents a JSP element. This command, it represents a JSP element called JSP command. While adding commands to the JSP page, you can use this tag. Okay. It start with less than percentage and end with hyphen percentage greater than symbol. So next, head, title and body tags are in this program. So these are all called as HTML tags. HTML, head, title, body tag. These are all the HTML tags. This is one of the ASP tags, ASP code. Here I encode the ASP here. Okay. So these are the HTML. Head, title and body tags are HTML. They are HTML tags frequently used for static web pages. Static web pages means the content doesn't change. It is delivered to the web browser, to clients as such. So next statement. Delimiter, percentage, less than percentage, out.print, hello sample JSP is a JSP element which is known as scriptlet. Scriptlet can contain the Java codes. What's the syntax for scriptlet code? Less than percentage symbol and then use a Java code, executable Java code here within the delimiters and then close the delimiters here. So as a code in scriptlets in Java statement, they must end with semicolon. Out.print is a Java statement which prints hello sample JSP code. Okay, so out.print is one of the display statement, isn't it? So how to print the message in PHP? By using the echo statement. How to print the message in C language? By using the printf. In C++, you can use the cout. Okay. So here, the semicolons are enclosed in every statements. Okay. So as discussed, JSP is used for creating the dynamic web pages or usually a mix of static and dynamic content. So both contents are available for creating the dynamic web pages. So static content, it can have text-based formats such as HTML, XML, etc. And the dynamic content is generated by JSP tags using Java code inside the HTML. Okay. So let us see about the JSP tags now. This is another topic. So let us see the different topics in JSP tags or scripting elements, JSP scriptlet tag, and going to see about a simple example of JSP scriptlet tag, and finally you can see the example of scriptlet tag that prints a username. Okay. In JSP, Java code can be written inside the JSP page using the scriptlet tag. Let's see what are the scripting elements first. You can add the Java code by using the scriptlet tag. So what is a scriptlet tag? This is called the scriptlet tag. This is called scriptlet tag. This scriptlet tag is used to embed in HTML. Okay. So there are different types of JSP scripting elements. There are 3 types. What are they? Script load, expressions, and then declarations tag. Scriptlet tag is used to execute the Java source code in JSP. Okay. So this is called scriptlet tag. So you can add the Java source code within the delimiters. This is called delimiters. Okay. So let us see the example of JSP scriptlet tag. So normally open the HTML and body tag. Then within the body tag, I embed the Java code here. By using the scriptlet tag, I use a Java code here. So how to print the message? By using the out.print. Okay. So what message it will going to display? Welcome to JSP. So this message is going to display it in the web browser. Whenever you run this program, so how to save and run the program? Just you can save it as filename.jsp. After that you can run it on web browser. Okay. So what's output produced by using this program? Just it print welcome to JSP. So let us see the example of JSP scriptlet tag that prints the username. How to print the username? By using the scriptlet tag. I have created 2 files called index.html is one of the file. The another file is called as welcome.jsp. In the first index.html file, in this HTML first file, I just designed one text box and one submit button. That is okay. So in this index.html, suggest it is saved as index.html. Okay, in this HTML page, I use the HTML form here. Within the form tag, you can use like text box, radio button, and then password, date, time, many number of input controls are there. By using this HTML, I add one text box and one submit button. So what's the use of action tag? Just it is load into the JSP. Whenever you hit the submit button, then it call the JSP file automatically. Okay. So this is simple HTML file. So this is simple HTML file. Simply I save it as index.html. Next, the another file is called as welcome.jsp. In the JSP file, I add the Java code by using the scriptlet tag. This is called the scriptlet tag. Okay. So in this welcome, I save it as welcome.jsp. So whenever you hit the submit button, press the submit button, then it is called as welcome.jsp. By using the text box, the user can enter the input. After that, whenever you press the submit button, then it automatically call as welcome.jsp file. What it doing now? Just it get a parameter of the username. So request dot get parameter of username. Username is one of the text box name. Suppose if you enter the name like Sona means then that Sona will be collected by using the get parameter, request dot get parameters. So what's the output for this statement? Welcome Sona. So I already entered in the text box like Sona. After that, we can collect that input by using the request dot get parameter. So just pass a parameter here. Just pass a parameter of the text box name here by using the double quotes. Okay. So what's the output now? Welcome Sona. Okay. The plus operator, it is used to concatenate the messages. So next we see about the syntax of JSP declaration stack. So delimiter and then exclamatory mark and then field or method declarations. By let us see about the JSP scriptlet tag and declaration tag. JSP scriptlet means you can only declare variables, not methods. But in JSP declaration, you can't declare both variables and methods. Okay, what's the difference between scriptlet and declaration? Scriptlet, by using the scriptlet tag, you can declare only the variables, not the methods. But in JSP declaration, you can declare both variables and methods. Okay, so the declaration of scriptlet is placed inside the JSP service method. Here the declaration of JSP also include JSP service method. Okay, so let us see how to declare the field here. So already we seen about the scriptlet tag. Next we are going to see about the declaration tag. What's the use of declaration tag? Declaration means used to declare the variables and methods. Okay, let us see the examples. Let us declare the field and printing the value of the declared field using the JSP expression tag. So here I declare the variables, data equal to 50, int data equal to 50. Okay, so how to declare the int variable in Java? So data type and then variable name equal to 50. Just assign the value here. Okay, PHP is loosely typed language. There is no need for type declarations in JavaScript and PHP. But in Java language, this is not loosely typed. You have to declare the variables like int, float or string. Okay. So this is called declaration tag. By using delimiter and then exclamatory tag, you can declare the variables and methods. So this is called as scriptlet tag. Okay. So just it simply print the value of the data. What's the value of the data here? I already assigned data equal to 50. So what's the output for this program now? So value of the variable is 50. What's the output for the program? Value of the variable is 50. So how to run the program? You can save it as index.jsp and finally the output produced like value of the variable is 50. Okay. So next we see the JSP declaration that declares methods. Before we see by using JSP declaration tag, they declare the field. You can also declare the method by using the JSP declaration tag also. So how to declare the method here? So normally what's the syntax for defining the method? Return type and then function name and then you pass the parameters. So how to define the method? Just follow the syntax here. What's the syntax for defining the method? Return type and then function name and then you have to pass the parameters, and within the curly braces you can pass the statements, many number of statements. So how to embed the Java code in HTML? So this is one of the declarations tag. You can declare the method. What's the name of the method here? Cube is one of the method. Just it cube the values n into n into n. Okay, just it multiplies by 3 times. Okay, so the cube of 3 is, what's the input I passed here? That is 3. The input 3 is passed here. Now the n, it contains the value 3. Then it multiplies 3 into 3 into 3. Okay. So the output is 97. 3 into 3, 9. 9 into 3, 27. Okay. So this is one of the declaration tag by declares the method. Next, request object. By using the request object, you can collect the information from the remote address or header information from HTML code. Let us see the simple example of JSP request implicit object. Just I designed the web page here by using the HTML code. So using the form tag. So one text box I added and one submit button added here. What's the name of the text box here? Uname. Okay. So just you have hit the submit button, then it called the JSP file. So JSP file contains this number of statements. So JSP, all the JSP code, it start with delimiters. Already I said no. Okay. So just I get the parameters. The request parameter is one of the method. You can pass the parameter here. What type of parameter you passed here? That is, the uname is one of the name of the text box. So just you pass the parameter here. Okay, by using the request.get parameter, it collects the input from the text box. Whatever you gave the input, that input is collected now here. Okay, so by using the out.print statement, it print the message the value contains in the name. What's the value stored in the name? What's the value stored in the name here? What's the output now? What's the output produced now? So name is one of the variable. That variable it contains the text box input. So the uname is one of the text box. You can collect the input value from the user, and then suppose if you enter the SONA in the text box, means the SONA value is contained in the text box name, and that SONA output is stored into the name variable. Okay, the SONA output is stored into the name variables. After that, you can collect the name variable by using the out.print statement. Out.print is just use the print the values of the name variable. Now the name contains SONA. Okay. So another example, the same example. So just in the text box, I gave the input called Sonu Jaiswal. So I click the submit button here. After that, it calls a JSP file. By using the JSP file, it print a message. What message? What output it going to print? What's the name contained? The text box value Sonu Jaiswal it contained. So just after hitting the submit button, the JSP file automatically redirected. After that, the output will be produced into the web browser. What's the output now? Welcome Sonu Jaiswal. Okay. So next, response implicit method. Response is an implicit object of type HTTP servlet response. This response is created by the web container. It can be used to add or manipulate the response, such as redirect response to another resource or send error, etc. In the before, we see the example of request, JSP request implicit object. Just it collect the input values from the HTML file by using these functions. Next, we are going to see the response implicit object. Okay. So likewise, I created the HTML file here. So one text box and one submit button. So after that, you pressing the submit button, the welcome JSP file is automatically calling now. In that welcome to JSP file, so here I added the delimiters code. Within the delimiters, I use the statements called object called response. This is one of the response implicit object. Okay, so after you pressing the submit button, then it redirected into the Google website, http://www.google.com. After pressing the submit button, then it calls the Google websites. What's the output? Just it redirected into the Google page. This is output of this program. So two types of implicit object, request implicit object and then response implicit object. Okay. Thank you. All the best.